Hi, do you use LinkedIn to sell for your business? Have you spent a lot of time on LinkedIn groups or making sure that your LinkedIn profile is perfect, but after a while you still can't seem to get really qualified prospects? If these are your problems, stay tuned. And today we're going to be talking about the advanced LinkedIn selling. Hi, for those people who do not know me, my name is Melinda Chan. I'm the founder of Women Making Big Sales. I've been selling to big companies for the past 16 years. Every single day, I sell to executives, founders, or VPs of medium to large companies. And I'm inspired and I want to share all my sales knowledge with female entrepreneurs and to really help all women grow and to have a really significant impact in this world because I believe it's time and I want to really share my knowledge with everyone. So today we're talking about LinkedIn selling. And just to, before getting to the three most common mistakes people make when it comes to selling on LinkedIn, I just want to let you know these are advanced sales techniques. So if you don't have LinkedIn yet, I would suggest you to stop everything now and go out and open LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn account. So I am not going to be talking to you about the fact that you need to have a great profile picture, you need to have a great title, you need to make sure there's no typos or things like that. These are the basic LinkedIn training. Today I'm going to be talking about much more advanced LinkedIn training and the common problems that a lot of female entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs make when it comes to LinkedIn selling, and how we can overcome these mistakes and avoid a lot of really costly mistakes, and really discover the opportunities that probably we've always had all along, but just never had a chance to explore them. And also, this training is really for people who want to sell to medium to large size companies. So if your goal is to sell to small entrepreneurs, some of the technique I use might need to be modified a bit. Not all techniques are created equal, and this is really to help you sell to those hard to reach decision makers, the ones that are often not on social media or in regular networking events. So keep that in mind and stay tuned, and let's talk more about LinkedIn selling. So every single day I talk to female entrepreneurs. I look at their LinkedIn profile. I talk to them about their LinkedIn sales funnels or how they sell or connect on LinkedIn. And here are three most common mistakes people make when it comes to LinkedIn. The first mistake people make is that the moment they started really considering or using LinkedIn to sell, they think that either they have to hang out in LinkedIn groups to meet their prospective clients or send LinkedIn email to connect with their decision makers. So this is what website tells you. LinkedIn tells you that LinkedIn email is a great tool for you to connect with your decision makers. Using LinkedIn email, it's so easy and you can send a message to the people you want to sell to and provide value and sell to them. The problem with that is that since then, LinkedIn email has become way, a relatively spammy way to sell. So what happens is that when your decision maker, your prospective clients, whenever they receive LinkedIn email, first of all, your credibility is going to be affected. So you have to work a lot harder to build that trust. And second of all, and which is even worse, is that a lot of times they don't even receive those messages. So if you're going to send a cold message, either via LinkedIn or whatever, I'd say why not just send it via email, their business emails, and then you're more likely to reach to those people, and plus it's free. So there's a lot of ways that you can find out your clients or your prospective clients' emails from their LinkedIn accounts, and you can just simply Google them. There's tons of apps. They come and go and try to help you find email address. So you can just Google and type, email address via LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn users, and you'll be able to see tons of tools that help you that. So why would you purchase LinkedIn email credits to reach to your decision makers when you could simply send message to via emails? So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that a lot of times people say, hey, you need to go and hang out in LinkedIn groups, connect with people and meet your prospective clients there, provide value and get their attention and build relationships. This technique works really well if you're trying to sell to smaller clients. So if you're trying to sell to solopreneurs or you're trying to sell to people who just started their business, that is a good way to do it. Because when people just start their business, they're more likely to hang out on LinkedIn groups. So, but if you're trying to sell to executives, vice presidents, CEOs of a specific companies, most likely they do not have time to hang out in LinkedIn groups. And that is a problem. So you might spend months, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, trying to provide value, try to create relationship. And by the time you finally, get a chance to qualify these people, you realize that these people can't even afford your service. And you practically just wasted 3 months of your time trying to provide value and connect with small clients. So how do you overcome that? A lot of people try to use LinkedIn as a social selling tool. So what it means is that they use LinkedIn to sell and to sell to their prospective clients. It is a strategy that has become really spammy over the past 3-4 years, and your prospective clients, especially those big clients, they've started to avoid this kind of contacts. On the other hand, there's another strategy that not a lot of people use, and you still can get a lot of opportunities out of it. And I call it the social research. LinkedIn is great to give you information about how you can get in front of your prospective clients. LinkedIn is great to show you how the connector to your prospective clients. Just the name of linked means that you can use LinkedIn to discover how you are connected to your decision maker. I did another video about it called How to Get in Front of Your Decision Makers. So feel free to check out my Facebook business page, Women Making Big Sales, and there you'll find that video. So I'm not going to spend time talking about it here, but try to use LinkedIn to do the research and know how you can get in front of these people instead of just go straight, take the easy way and say, hey, I'm just going to send a message to them. Because most likely you'd be wasting your time and a lot of your resources trying to craft this beautiful message that your prospective clients might not even be reading. So that is the first mistake people make. The second mistake people make when it comes to LinkedIn is that they do not take their time to really look at their prospective clients' profiles. What does that mean? It's that a lot of people, when I do the LinkedIn training with them, and then I ask them, do you use LinkedIn often? They say, yeah, I use LinkedIn every single day to find prospects. And I look at the way they use LinkedIn. I've noticed that a lot of people, they will find a list of prospective clients. And the first thing, and probably the only thing they look at, is the degrees of connections they have with their prospective clients. They see if they have first degree connection with their prospective clients. If first degree, then that's perfect, that's great. I can sell to this person immediately. But if it's second degree, then they focus on, how do I get introductions so that, I can be introduced to my prospective clients. And that'd be it. And that's it. But LinkedIn profile would give you so much more information that there are a lot of information most people, I'd say 90% of people or even 95% of people overlook. And this is what makes you competitive, is that if you're able to grasp the importance or the power of these information, that's how you stand out. That's how you become better at your competitors. LinkedIn profile. On the LinkedIn profile, your prospective client's profile, apart from looking at the degrees of connection you have with them, here are a few things that you might want to pay close attention to. The first thing is the summary of their profile, including how they describe their current roles. For example, if you have a CEO of a company, he probably talks about, he is the CEO of, so and so company. And then afterwards, there would be several bullet points of what they do specifically. That means that how they describe their jobs and what their duties are. And this is an important information because how they describe their job is basically and most likely their business priorities at this moment. A lot of times you talk and you see them and they will write something about creating a go-to-market strategies for new product launch. Then in your mind, you should really understand that, hey, these are their business priorities. How can I phrase and how can I personalize my service, my value proposition based on their business priorities? Are they having new product launch? Are they trying to go to a new market? And how will my products impact that? And that's incredible because that is how you start to craft a meaningful sales conversation with somebody. And you can use this information to either cold contact the person or even trying to create marketing materials accordingly. And that's how you really get personal information about your prospective clients. Another thing to really watch on the on the LinkedIn profile of your prospective clients is the recommendations. Have they received any recommendations from other people, and whom have they given recommendations to? Because when they give recommendations to somebody, that means that they're somehow connected to the person. And this is how you really find out how you could get in and to get into this very tight knit, hard to get into insider club. So the moment, take your time to look through tons of your prospective clients and try to figure out who has the most connections with all these people. And that's really how you discover the insider, the most important people, the super connectors of your target market. So spend a lot of time doing that, looking at that. And also, one thing to really know how to know the connections, also look at their past job experience, the jobs they had, the companies they used to work at. Is that something that you have close relationships with? Another thing that you really want to look at is have they received any awards or any publications in the past 10 years? Because the awards they receive or the publications they receive most likely are the indication of where they hang out. If they've received specific awards from the marketing association, you know that they're probably active member there. And this is how you know that, you can, instead of networking at a very generic chamber of commerce in your local market, now you know that, instead of going there, you should really target and be more targeted and go to the marketing association. And that's because you know that your prospective clients are there. So these are just some of the things that you should really look at, but just don't look at, the first part of their LinkedIn profile. Scroll down and study really hard. I do have a worksheet. If you want, feel free to message me. I'd be very happy to share my worksheet about LinkedIn research and how you can use LinkedIn research to do the research, to know your prospective clients better. So that is the second mistake. The third mistake that people often make when it comes to LinkedIn selling is they treat all connections the same. So this is usually what happens. We go to networking events. We try to talk to as many people as possible. At the back of our mind, we're like, hey, I really need to get a lot of leads for my business. I got to do it. Lots of leads. Trying to talk to people, thinking about how we might be able to sell to these people. Then we get back home, we get a stack of business cards, usually depending on the events from 10 to 20 or even more connections. And then we all know the importance of connecting with these people on LinkedIn. So we started typing their name and just, hit connect. And then that'd be it. And because of the fact that there's so many business cards and then you don't have time to follow up with everybody, what ends up happening is that you're lucky if you sent connection request. But a lot of times, the business card is left on your desk and you never had time to get around to following up with these people. not all connections are created equal. So what I really recommend all my clients to do and you to do is that the next time you have a stack of business cards, or even now when you look at your LinkedIn connections, you probably have between 200 to 500, 600, 800, whatever it is. Take your time and to really, really, really find out those that are special, especially important to you. And not all prospects are created equal. So if you really want to sell to large corporations, you really need to know how to prioritize your prospects. The same goes to, if you have tons of new contacts because you've been doing tons of great marketing activities, the most important thing is prioritize those important contacts. Ask yourself at every single given time, if you're an entrepreneur and you're a busy entrepreneur, you probably can only properly manage 10 to 20 very important prospects to make sure you build relationship, give informations, and follow up with them. So tell yourself, of all the important contacts I have, who are the most important, who are the most qualified. Be very picky about that. And once you identify the most qualified, first of all, send LinkedIn requests to connect with them. And the second of all is immediately send a LinkedIn message. Well, once they've connected with you, make sure to send a LinkedIn message to say, I'm really happy we connected, and mention about something you talk about. And also, if they have articles, make sure that you connect with, instantly, maybe like some of the articles they've written, or just making sure that you have a simple connection with them. Why is that? Because the amazing thing about this is that, first of all, once you connected with them, if you sent a message to them, it will be on your LinkedIn mailbox. So every time you open up your LinkedIn account, his name or her name will always be in there, so that you always remember to follow up with this person instead of just kind of completely unknown. So this is one thing, that's why, send out a message, a very short message, but it will remind you to follow up and continue to build a relationship with this person. And the second thing is that the moment you start interacting with a person instantly, the algorithm of LinkedIn would allow them to see more of your posts and more of your activities, because they would consider you guys to be more connected and have more connections with each other. And that's how you continue to build that engagement, so that you don't forget about this important prospects and let that great opportunity slip away. This is it. These are the 3 common mistakes people make. The first mistake that people make is they instantly use LinkedIn as a complete social selling funnels. Basically, they start using LinkedIn email or actively through LinkedIn groups. But a lot of times, you can do LinkedIn research that might be able to give you a better result. The second thing is, a lot of people, they often forget about looking at more in-depth LinkedIn profile information. So take your time to really, really look closely about the LinkedIn profile. The third thing is, make sure you prioritize your LinkedIn connections. Use tag. LinkedIn has a great function called tag that can remind you. You can use tag to organize the priorities of your prospects. It's a little bit longer message because LinkedIn is an essential sales tool. I use it every single day, but there are a lot of important practices that will really help you sell well on LinkedIn. And I really want to cover some of the more common problems. I hope that you can use it. Like I mentioned, I do have a worksheet about LinkedIn. If you want to look at that, feel free to connect with me. Don't forget to like our page or connect with me directly on Facebook. For Women Making Big Sales, I'm often on Facebook. So connect with me on Facebook. I would love to hear how you're doing. I always love to hear people doing amazing things. I get really excited about it, and that's why I'm doing what I do. I want to share my knowledge with more people. So I really hope you find it useful. Let me know, let us know what are the little LinkedIn hacks that's worked for you, because we all need to learn more. I still sell every single day, and I would love to know how you've been selling. So, that's it. Like our page, like this video, give me some kind of encouragement. Tell me that, hey, let me know if this content is valuable for your business, because I want to be here for your business. Together, let's make some big sales. Talk to you next time.